549 to 581. So, what's happened? So, the Fish Island arc finished. And I think the way that they... Because I was at the point where I was like, ooh, there's going to be some conflict. And the way they sort of like wrapped it up through the arc and through ending the sort of like conflict was interesting and fun. And like what actually happened with like the people who took the tablets, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what, because they kept referring to like, oh, like this risks your life if you take it and all of this stuff. I'm like, okay, how bad could it be? Because Luffy is supposed to be doing that all the time. And I was like, oh shoot, that looks absolutely horrifying. Because you saw like a bit of it, but when you saw it at the end, it was like, oh, that does not look good. And it is an insane way and interesting sort of like things about it, and absolutely amazing. But because of one thing with sort of like, I'm not going to say specific details, but with the sort of thing with sort of like the giant sort of fish animals, I hope it was like the kingfish, and having that sort of interaction, it feels like that's gonna come back. I haven't seen spoilers, it's not like this thing's gonna come back soon. I feel like because it's like this has happened before, and I feel like it's going to again. Maybe because I know Gear 5's like this major thing and it changes Luffy's fruit from the Gum Gum fruit to the other fruit that I keep forgetting the name of. Which legitimately I think is better because I don't think I should know the name of it. That's not happened yet. So that's why I'm like, oh, what's the fruit called? And I haven't searched it because I'm like, I don't think I should be knowing that, so I'm going to pretend I don't. I know it exists, but I don't know what it's called. So don't put it in the comments, please, because I would like to pretend that I don't know it. Besides, I know it's not the Gum Gum fruit. And what's happened is there was a small festival, which I like, where I was like, oh, we don't want to be heroes. It was like, feast. I'm like, we're turning back. All they needed was just to be like, we won't stay. It was like, but we have me. Never mind, we changed our minds. But yeah, and the two sort of like things that are happening is there's this thing starting with sort of like the steampunk sort of island where it's like fire and then ice, and it looks interesting because you don't know what is happening. And the other one that I'm finding a bit interesting right now is, not interesting now, but what I did find interesting is they had like, which I thought, I don't know if it is going to be just fully filler, because it seemed like filler. It's like overall nothing major will impact the story, but if it was at least good, where it's like they were looking for the cook for like 3 episodes and they're like saving the person who could do love volcano cooking, which is awesome. And I definitely loved the devil fruit that came with it, whereas like that idea is just insane. So yeah, this series is awesome.